Are we technically, are we at the Black City or are we outside the Black City?
That's a
Outside.
great question.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
are outside the Black
I
City.
think
Yeah.
we are at the Black City location in the
the
book, but that
foyer.
doesn't mean we're in
Yeah,
the Black
yeah,
City.
exactly. There you go. The waiting room.
Um, yeah, this is session 41 of Ultraviolet Grasslands. Yeah, last time, what did we do here? Arrived at the outskirts of the Black City as winter began, set up an encampment at Fool's Wall. With all the others, there's a roaming reclaimer autofac that processes dormant camps, I guess, into food, which you gathered up. You did a lot of foraging, got a lot of nutrient bars. Eteron had a little bit of a little parasite problem for a minute there. There were some folks come in from the Eternal Houses. Alba Negra took a ride on Fluffy the Dragon out to the sea and found a bunch of pilgrims there. And also a rift opened up in the air and a hand dropped a
Oh
little
yeah.
trinket into your palm, a fossilized soul. Um, let's see. Then we did some messing around with stuff in there. Dropped off a bag of autofac bioseed matter at the cube of the last period. The city apparently did not like that, or did not care for it. Let's see. Skelly overcharged reality's cold knife to access pre-death memories and woke up at the fourth portal. Apparently, that is something that they have done in the past at some point, perhaps. Aderon went to talk at the Full Spectrum Embassy, steel plastic imitation behemoth shell. Learned about the Stones of Donation schedule, and went to the Fading Light Diner and let the rebuilder chill there a little bit. And then we went to the Stones of Donation. By happenstance, we happened to be in the middle of a week that was on the ritual path, and there's a bunch of guards from the camp, QOC, that let people give offerings for a bit of a bribe, a bit of a fee. Three people did place offerings on the stones, and all of them vanished. Only one was replaced with a null object of desire, a crazy old wizard guy fused to his hand. And before disappearing, the observer delivered a prophecy that the blood of dragons will restore the love of the necromancer, whatever that means.
And
Yeah.
does Fluffy's eyes get wide at that?
Ooh.
Alba Negras did. That was, yes. Immediately I went to, oh no, Fluffy.
But that puts us
He's
at
like, you ain't taking my blood.
that puts us at Dead Winter 3, and we're at the top of a new week. So spend or buy supplies.
Oh, hero
And
dice. Replenish hero dice.
I
someone
mean,
could roll in misfortune. And
Oh,
yeah, replenish
all
hero
right,
dice.
replenish hero dice. I don't
Yay,
think
I've reached my new maximum of 6.
yeah, I didn't spend any last week, so I'm up to 4.
Nice.
All kinds of dice to spin this week. Oh, so
Okay,
I guess
Kirahan.
I'll do the usual first misfortune roll. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
yep.
Boo. 8.
8. Yikes.
Maybe I should use some of these fix hero dice.
I'm not looking at the dice roll. I was looking at the book.
Remind me how much
There
did
we are.
supplies cost? So I think it might be easier to just buy them.
Wasn't it like 40 here?
It was 20 for standard ones, 40 for fancy ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 40, but he negotiated to half price with his haggling or something like that.
Um,
Well, and he bought a bunch too.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
that's
he
right. Oh,
did.
that's right. I
oh
take that
yeah,
back. I bought a bunch. Oh, that's right. I bought a bunch that were at the discounted price. So
Yeah.
we'll just use those.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just use those. That's fine.
So I remember
We'll
you
just use
did
those.
you got a half off deal, which was still twice as much as we normal paid.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so again, since we're not going anywhere, I'm not gonna gas up not gonna gas up Betty right now.
Hey.
Betty's gonna be
Uh,
pissed. Betty's gonna be like, "Oh, I see. Only feed me when you need me."
I mean, I gassed her up the first week we were here, so she's good to go. But we haven't driven her, so she hasn't used any supplies. So
I think Modan is playing Betty's song.
okay, let's see here.
You
So
only love me when you want to drive me.
He's gonna like really need to get somewhere fast at one point, and Babe's gonna be like, "Oh, now you need me." Well, I don't feel like going anywhere. How does that feel?
entirely possible.
Over the course of the week seems to fly by. And I think by near the middle to the end of it, you realize that's because you have lost a few days to
Oh
a
shit.
temporal lacuna. It's unclear whether you missed the days themselves or just the memories of the days.
Oh. What
You
is a
don't-
lacuna?
a gap,
Oh.
a caesura. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you did anything untoward in that time. So theories tend towards days, but who knows?
Time will only tell.
Time will only tell. Let's see. Then we have encounters. Put all my windows in different places. There we go. Encounters at the edge of Omega. That is yeah. I think maybe when the when you kind of come to, or not come, like you it's not that you come to, it's just that you realize days have been missing. You have some guests in camp, or near camp. They've kind of set up next to you. There are a handful of chubby little gerbils, maybe like cat-sized. They have long legs, and they seem to have. It's almost disturbing at first because the reclaimer autofacs generally give active camps pretty wide berth, but one of them has been sort of inching towards where you all are holed up. But these gerbils seem to have some sort of symbiotic deal with them. Although it doesn't seem that the autofacs really get anything out of it. They're just kind of taken care of, little pampered chubbies. But they seem just super chill, not aggressive or really interested at all. I don't think they are verbal or sentient. I mean, they're sentient because they're alive. Yeah,
but they don't seem to have language.
Yeah, they are animals.
Okay.
They're spoiled little brat animals.
Spoiled little pampered pet animals.
Are they after our nutrient bars?
I mean, they wouldn't turn one down. That's for sure. Cool. If anyone needs to rest, do a rest, and then the week is yours to do with what you will.
Well,
I'm going to do a rest because I realized that I've been walking around with 4 life because I cast that level 4 spell at one point.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm going to take a rest and get my hit points back.
Oh, I should probably.
Didn't I last week get one success on my makeup tutorial thing? An additional
I
success?
believe you did, yes.
I believe you did, yes.
Because my thing does not reflect that for some reason.
Yeah, I think you might have simply forgotten to
Yeah.
increase the tick.
Okay. Because that's
I
but
had a rules question
Yeah.
about adding hallmarks, and that
Mhm.
is how to add a hallmark that's already got a bunch of levels. Like for example, if I wanted to, I don't know, say add Betty as a hallmark.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can declare her as a hallmark in the usual way. It's just that leveling her up is going to be more difficult.
Okay.
so she'll just be a hallmark at her current level.
Yeah, it's just basically sliding her into
Yeah.
your sheet, just
Yeah.
like any other.
And
Okay.
then Same way, I guess, like if I friended Otokar, he'd already be
Yeah.
4th level or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it'd take 5th level's worth of experience to get him.
Another 3,000.
Got it.
So Aderon's going to rest to recover their life because they were down also because of
I will say that Skelly is also resting because
Fair.
is down 4.
I am I'm gonna try to level up my makeup tutorial again. In the same way, but different. Like I'm this time it's like, well, let's see if any particular makeup patterns seem to attract these gerbils.
Mm.
Testing out the different, as many different types of life as possible and what they're attracted to.
Nice. Go for it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a thought roll. Yeah.
Thought, come on. There we go. Choose 3. 12.
A 12, that will get you a success. Exactly.
Yay.
What seems to work on the critters?
I think like some contouring that makes my face a little narrower and more rodent-like, looks like, and then like I think a little coloration on all my side teeth so that like just my incisors are still nice and bright white. The
Mm,
others are kind of de-emphasized a little bit. And I think I know it works because one of them brings me a nutrient bar.
nice.
And I'm like, well, thank you.
You need to take care of yourself, treat yourself. Awesome. What else do we want to do while we're at the outskirts of Black City?
So Alba Negra's got a combined action.
Yeah.
She is going to study her Holy Diver skill by spending time in front of the gates, trying to contemplate them both physically and in the noosphere.
Which one would she like to concentrate on primarily?
I mean, the first thing she would do is she would scan the 4 gates and see if any of them are more active in terms of the noosphere.
Yes, yes. Wow, yeah. Can you give me an aura roll?
Sure. Okay. Let's go with deal or 17.
17. Your aura is
0.
0. Great. Okay. That will definitely get you some good stuff then. So there's 5 portals from
Oh,
left
5. Okay.
to right. Yeah, the farthest I guess south one would be seems to, I mean, they're all alive, they're all hot, but
Okay.
not necessarily active. The one, all that one needs something to turn it on. I believe the second one also does. The third portal, that's the one that is closest to where the Grand Observer is. That one is definitely active. Is like filled with a filled with a white energy. You can feel even outside of the noosphere, and both inside and out. There are actually danger symbols in multiple languages, both on the physical portal itself and kind of inscribed in various places in the noosphere. Yeah. There is the fourth one is also active. It seems to be open, but that's the one that Skelly was at, and if Skelly is to be believed, which there's no reason they shouldn't be, it doesn't seem to be able to pass anything through it. Um, and the last one is active, as the other ones are, but it it's just a big ring that's floating. Um, it doesn't look like it necessarily leads anywhere. Maybe the landscape that you see through it is a little bit more serene than what you're actually looking at. Um, but yeah, but it appears just to be open.
She will she will walk up to that gate and see if she can walk through.
Before you walk through, you will also notice that the ground in front of this portal is littered. I mean, there are more than a few corpses um,
Oh,
of people who seem that they have just. It doesn't seem like it was a violent death. It seems like they were just dropped.
hmm. Okay. So
Um,
that one sounds dangerous.
it could be. There's no warning signs like the other one.
Right. Uh, hmm. It's between the fourth and fifth gates. And these are people who are on the outside of the gate, they've
Yeah.
died.
Yep.
Is there any sign of uh so the no signs of injury, I'm going to guess, just they sort of peacefully
Yeah.
dropped.
It's kind of
Okay, she'll take a chance.
okay.
She's gonna reach
Um,
out a hand to touch it. Sorry.
yeah. You reach out a hand and there's um just like a tingle on your arm, on your hand.
Yep.
Um, interesting. I think with that roll, do you want to walk through?
If if it doesn't feel like obvious death, yes, she will try and walk through.
Yeah. It does give you this full body tingle.
Yep.
Um, and walking through, I think you do feel as if it is a portal, but it is a portal from this world, through the noosphere to somewhere else.
Hmm.
But it is not necessarily accessible to people with bodies. You may be able to figure out how to translate yourself across, but it is probably going to be risky.
Right. So at this point, like I said, she's working on her Holy Diver skill. So at this point, she's just going to do the exploration without pushing the boundary and without getting into dangerous territory,
Awesome.
and then maybe make a skill roll
Cool. Go ahead and roll your learn and roll with aura, I guess.
with aura. Okay.
Yeah.
11. So I will use a hero die.
There we go.
And so 15.
15 will do it.
Okay. I almost gave up on that skill, but
Seems appropriate here.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, here's where it really it seems more useful. Okay, so she is now skilled at Holy Diver.
What does that do out of curiosity?
It's a gate skill, working with gates.
That's cool.
Yeah. Basically, Aderon learned it from Apate,
That's right.
and then Alba Negra is like, "Hey, that looks cool. You're an idiot, but teach that to me." He doesn't have the highest regard for Aderon, but and then like I said, I almost gave up on it. But she's been exploring multi-mind stuff too, so she's sort of gone back into the um, let's get more metaconscious.
So, anything else you want to do here?
Well, Phaedred hasn't really taken an action. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No,
Was there anything else that?
I was just coughing.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I didn't. I didn't want to step in if you had more stuff to do. Um, so the whole reason we came to Black City is that at least we were under the belief that, there was, perhaps a trade opportunity with like the weirdness that is out here. I am going to ask around to find out. I mean, we're in the we're in the outskirts, and yeah, there's some trading, but it seems to be like it seems to me like people are trading like what they brought with them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I need to ask. I want to ask around, like, so how do you actually get into the Black City?
Uh-huh. Um, let's have a charisma roll.
Um, I was hoping to try to phrase this as, as a way to open up trade and
Yeah.
commerce, and, and if angling to see if I could bring in my advertising into that, or if this is just a
Mm.
straight charisma
I think
roll.
it's just straight charisma. It's more of a more fortune than personality.
Fair enough. Okay, so my charisma is +3, so I rolled 12 +3 is a 15.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, there are I think the caravans that have kind of holed up here for the winter are starting to, like, people aren't coming in and out, so folks are getting to know each other a little bit better. Um, a few have, explicitly come to trade with the Cube and the Grand Observer, because although it is a risk, the rewards are potentially great, as we saw with our wizard friend, who is not around at all. they have just
He took off.
they have just fucked all the way off. Not saying they're necessarily 100% gone, but they're out of there. But yeah, some folks have disappeared. Unclear whether it was they're reclaimed or they wandered off. But yeah, I think it is. It's not necessarily a secret, I don't think, between them and even some of the hermits you might be able to get stuff out of. Between basically the Black City is on the edge of the ocean there. There's about a 3 kilometer stretch between that and the portals. That is, it's got the weird cubey, black cube roads. There's toxic dust, but there's basically a follow the black brick road into the Black City from the portals.
Okay. Is there any, I mean, if you go there, I mean, can you go in? Is there like an entrance fee? Are there
Yeah.
dangers on the, I mean, is there like, are you going to trigger like a, are you going to trigger an automated defense system and they're going to start like shooting missiles and lasers at you?
No, they will not. I think anyone who is here who has not made their own trip to the city is either like skeptical of the idea, like, why would you want to do that? We're here to do trade with the least weird thing here, which is a magic cube. um, um, it goes from like practical to people spinning stories about folks going to the Black City and never coming back, or coming back inside out, or completely changed mentally, or campfire stories about. I think the impression you get is that the the common thread, I think, is that people are wary because it is so unknown. It's difficult to get hard answers about like what is in there.
Got it. I heard someone say something. Did I hear you say something about toxic dust?
Yeah, a little bit of toxic dust between here and the city, but it's fine.
Okay. I mean, is there protection against the toxic dust, or just you know?
Yeah, I mean it's a standard a biohazard protocols. Can
Got
probably work.
it. Okay. Okay. Well, I assume this isn't like one conversation. This is like,
Yeah, this
like
is
he gathers this information up, like talking with a bunch of people over the course of a week.
yeah.
Okay, so we know toxic dust, so we'll probably want like biohazard suits if we want to go there. And once we get into the city, who knows what's in there because no one's given us a straight answer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, can I acquire biohazard suits around here?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing for people to have here.
Okay.
Teal, were you saying something? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I was going to ask whether or not our whole like should several people go. Is anybody besides Phaedred interested?
I don't know. I was wondering if we wanted to go as a group. I was thinking maybe we would not take the whole caravan, but we could conceivably we could all pile into Betty, take some trade goods and drive in.
Could I, two questions. Could I, and would there be any benefit in me doing this over just buying biohazard suits? But I kind of wondered if, like, with my biomechanical tinkering, if I might be able to like fashion something up for us, like, make some masks or something for the,
Masks.
yeah.
Ooh. Or if Betty was willing, could we like modify Betty so that the cabin was
Has filters.
the cabin was effectively a biohazard screen.
Yeah, I
We
like
should
that.
still have
We
we
should still have the biohazard suits,
outfits just in case.
just in case
Yeah,
we do hit that automated defense system, or like drive over a landmine, or encounter an angry dragon.
Or have to get out of Betty.
that's true. That's true.
I mean, the away team doesn't just stay on the shuttlecraft.
There is that.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. Escape pod, gas jets, hollow bones. It's gotta be one of these.
See, I
Does
was thinking maybe I could develop some beam filters that so that if I could like bio engineer the beans so that they use the toxic particles as fertilizer and convert them
hmm.
so that they
there's a
actually are getting fed by the toxicity while filtering it out for us.
So I'm looking at the equipment list in the UVG book.
Mhm.
So there is an environmental tent which protects one person from extreme heat and cold and small floods, recycles liquids and air for up to a week.
Hmm.
So if we could conceivably base it on that technology,
Yeah.
scale it up for the cabin.
Yeah. I'm looking at
Um,
the through the mods and upgrades in the
in the Vastlands book.
SDM book. Yeah. There's a lot of things. I'm sure one of them has environment stuff.
So Alba Negra says to Modan, that is a brilliant idea, except for one little detail. We don't have any sample dust to test with.
This is true.
It's true.
And that is very specific.
Perhaps we should try visiting the city first and then gather some dust so that you can make bean-based filtering systems for the future
That we could then trade.
and spend a lot of time here.
But we could do a gangbusters business for bean filters for people wanting to come into this city.
I'm sure it would be very popular. At least 5 or 10% of the people might actually be willing to try to go to the city.
Yeah, let's have you do some crafting then. What's that gonna take? That's gonna take some magic technical engineering, thought. Yeah, that'll do.
Is this something we can do together, or
Um, yeah, I don't see why not.
okay? Because we have multiple people who have skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone wants to work together on it, let's just get a thought plus skill roll from everyone.
Okay.
How that goes.
So everyone make
And
one,
you
and we'll see
said,
how it goes.
Yeah,
and
Okay.
you said plus my biomecho tinkerer. Is that what you
yeah,
said?
yeah. Plus,
And
plus
I've got Magitech engineering, so I'm guessing an auto golem is Magitech.
And expert is plus what?
6, right?
Experts plus 6.
Plus 6, so that's plus 9 altogether. Okay. Wait,
And that's a
yes.
thought roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just are we doing all this for Betty, or are we doing two separate projects, one for suits and one for Betty?
I think you can combine the tech for both,
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone's working
Like
on
when
it.
one big, yeah, you just scale it up for Betty.
It's like
Big filter
one
for
big
Betty.
project.
Yeah.
Little
Okay.
individual filters.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Well,
Ooh,
Oh, 34 plus 9 is a
ooh,
43.
43 out of 20.
okay.
uh, and let's see. I got that is a 6 and
Three
3. That is an 11.
and four
I can throw a hero die if that's going to cause
and
more harm than good.
I don't think it'll do
seven.
a lot of difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, for mine, they're both plus 7. Come on. There we go. So 20 is Adron and 20 is Alba Negra.
20 is all
Yep.
around.
Yep.
Great.
So
Yeah.
Phaedred was the weak link in this chain.
Vader was just, managing, making sure things were going on schedule. Tell me about the bean filters that you developed with your 43.
I, I, I think that Alba Negra's concern ends up not being a concern because luckily, by chance, I just happened to fashion them in such a way that like they're sort of all purpose and that they basically we have because of my Beanites and our sentience together, like they sort of know the party now and the form, and so they kind of just have a general sense of what is and is not harmful to our forms. And
Mm.
so they don't need a specific like, filtering out argon. It's just like, oh, we know, oh yeah, that's going to be harmful to you. Filter that out.
So basically, it's sentient gear.
Yeah, which then can convert that. It's almost like use photosynthesis to convert that into energy for themselves while keeping it out of our systems.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah,
Sentient, adaptive
yeah,
detoxicity filters.
right. Alba Negra will definitely help with the B Knights because of her botanist and because of her having multi-mind connection with
Yeah.
the hive. And
I think that helps. That's what helps them understand, like all of us, because since there's
right.
Yeah.
Got it. So, Mark, question. Would it be okay if I looked up the Betty stats in the book?
Yeah,
And...
absolutely, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's on page 151, bottom left.
So I'm going to help with the Betty project.
No,
And my
you're
question
breaking
is,
up there.
what kind of material would you like something crafted out of? We have chitin, crystal, bone, and porcelain, potentially, are the things that Adron is skilled with.
They're asking what materials to make the stuff out of.
Yeah, especially for the sort of shell for Betty, the
Mhm.
protective seals, and whatever else. What would be your style choice? You there, Mike?
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to Mark. I was looking up stuff in the book. Could you please repeat your question?
Well, since Aderon had a good role and Aderon's got crafting besides biomancy, I thought that maybe Aderon could help build the Betty part of the gear. And the question is, what material would you like Aderon to try and craft it out of? Flesh, chitin, bone?
I'm thinking I'm thinking, bone or possibly porcelain
Mm.
or
Do we
like
have any?
now I know Betty I know Betty's finish is black like
Yeah,
like like I'm thinking like
Hmm.
gloss black.
Yeah.
we do have some bone already in the caravan. That's in my gear. And if we need, we could try and get some porcelain from one of the other traders.
Bone, yeah, bone or porcelain or steel or something like that. I don't think flesh would be appropriate here.
I would bet that either maybe by applying my makeup skill or maybe Skelly with his necromancy would have some kind of way to maybe blacken bone
Mm.
to make it nice, a nice slick like
Carbonize it.
matte
Yeah.
matte black bone.
I mean, we could probably, or I don't know, or we could just like find someone who's selling like cool paint.
Okay, so I guess bone it is in terms of the basic material, and then it's a question of whether or not you want to color it
Yeah.
or if you just leave it contrasting.
Or yeah, I was gonna say, or maybe you want
That's true.
like white bone accents
I was going
on
to
the
say
black.
if
Ooh,
if
yeah.
it's symmetrical on both sides,
Yep.
and Betty doesn't object.
So Aderon is going to try to make friends with Betty. This seems like a required thing.
I think that's probably not going to be too hard for Aderon.
Oh, okay. Aderon will try to learn the protocols of car talking.
Yeah,
Got it.
protocols.
Protocars, yes.
Go to cars, yeah. Oh, bad.
Odin and or Phaedred. I think I'm going to go with that. What was your roll altogether, Phaedred?
Mine was only an 11.
11. Okay. Uh,
I rolled a
sweet.
6 plus 5.
43 might be my highest roll of this game.
Yeah, it's a good
Pretty
roll.
pretty good. I think you're able to craft these pretty readily. And in fact, you will have a surplus that you could sell.
Nice.
Probably about a dozen of them at 50 a shot. If you want to just take that money.
Yeah, that's for biosuits.
Yeah, or like cool filter
Yeah.
masks or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of inspired by my new Bee Knight friend in that like I think they're sort of like clear bubbles that have like beans kind of like flying around inside them.
Mm.
Almost like an air pop machine. As you breathe in, they kind of suck this way, and you breathe out, they. Yeah, and that's up to us. I don't know if, I mean, if we want to just sell the excess, that's cool. Or if we think it might be handy to keep them for any reason, throw them in the caravan. Phaedred's the advertising genius.
Well, and we might keep one or two just in case we need to bring some NPCs with us at some point.
True. How many did you make?
Well, I mean, I guess when you said excess, do you mean excess? Depends on, I thought he meant like enough for the party plus
Plus,
that many
yeah,
extra.
another dozen. Yeah,
It's like,
So is that
Okay.
probably about 600 cash worth.
Ooh, that's good.
so, but we've got enough to outfit everyone in the caravan.
Yeah, in addition to that.
Yeah. Plus some extras. Read all about it.
I would like to figure out what kind of company we are, but I can't tell because every place we stop, we learn new specialties.
We're known for so many things.
We really are. I don't know that we're masters of anything, but we are definitely dabblers in bodies and masks.
Beans, bodies, biomech
Yeah.
tinkering, bone crafting.
Yep.
Triumph Ventures has an eclectic reputation.
Yes. All right.
Okay. So who's going in the city?
I mean, I'm gonna go.
I
Shock.
mean, I can't. The city feels like such a destination that it sort of feels like we should take the whole caravan, shouldn't we? I mean,
Uh,
it seems weird to leave our caravan
I mean,
for a whole different destination.
so if it's safe, we can come back and do it again. And if it's
I
not
mean,
safe,
it's only 3 kilometers. It's not like we're traveling
yeah,
a week.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I so Aderon probably will not go because Aderon feels responsibility to the rebuilder and does not want to jeopardize.
Mm.
Like they're so close to being able to
Uh,
fulfill that mission that they don't want to walk through a dimensional portal and die.
well,
Whereas,
that's good.
yeah, I just,
Yeah.
a thing.
It's
Which
good
is
that
weird.
Aderon has some self-sense preservation finally. Self.
No reason
Not
to
very
die.
much, but Aderon's got something to do. That's why there's self-preservation. But Alba Negra, who is trying to figure out how to survive past becoming a
Ecstatic.
crystal-brained person,
Yeah.
is willing to take the chance, for instance.
Yeah. Vec driver obviously stays with the caravan because he takes care of the animals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other two questions, I think Autocar usually comes with us.
I think Ottakar might be in hibernation mode for the winter.
Oh, good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
we thought forgot
I'm
about that
sure.
because it's winter.
Yeah, actually, Autocar is in the
Oh, yeah.
we have a spot
The
for him
Necro Wagon.
in the
Oh wait,
Necro
no.
Wagon. Right. But Yasa Furia might be interesting to bring. The Moon Witch.
Yeah, and then I got I can't remember. Does my B Knight spacesuit friend have a name? I wrote it down in the
Yeah.
NPCs.
What's his name? Spatula.
Oh yeah,
Spatula,
Spatula.
right.
That's right.
Spatula.
Every time I think of that, I think of that like Weird Al Yankovic
Yeah,
skit,
Spatula
like
City.
Spatula City, Spatula City.
Well, Spatula now has to go to the city, Black City,
No,
Spatula
Spatula
City.
City, indeed.
What about the weird wizard that's in the maintenance body?
Yeah.
Along first.
Oh yeah,
First level
Probably
wizard.
quite interested, I bet.
we have got so many side characters now.
Okay, so Spatula, the young wizard.
I guess the question is who's staying with the caravan? That's
But Adron and Vec Driver are going to stay for
for
sure.
sure. Yeah.
Skelly and Weston are going to stay.
Oh yeah, and Autocar's asleep.
Right. Yep.
Ottakar's
And
leaving.
then yeah. So
I think Dulce is a little bit too cowardly to go.
yeah. I wonder if what's her name would go. Bleh. What's her name? I have forgotten what's her name.
I'm sorry, who?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember. I am
Santana?
yeah, Santana, thank you.
Yeah, I bet you'd go.
Okay.
Ventress.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Centena, Spatula. Did you want to do Yasa Furia or not?
Yeah. I think so.
And then the wizard that's in the what's the wizard's name?
Ernadar?
Yeah, Ernadar. Right. Okay. Very interesting. So about half the group is going to have us staying.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of not bringing any vehicles or anything, except for maybe, I don't know if you really want to try Betty or not.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. If we like hardened her against if we harden the cabin against the toxic dust, I think Betty would be the best vehicle to bring.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And you've got enough space for what, 6 to 8 people, whatever it is.
Yeah.
three, four, five,
I mean,
six,
Betty
seven.
carries Betty can carry Betty has a capacity of 12 sacks, and a person is a sack.
Yeah, and we have seven people.
Nice.
Plenty of space.
Luxurious.
Yeah, yeah.
Lay out, take a nap.
Actually, well, no, she won't do that. Alba Negra is sipping on a light uh um oh yeah, probably a sensory stimulant. make make the experience a little more intense.
Mm-hmm.
She offers
Modan
it
will
to yeah,
Modan will hand out in-flight beans for everyone.
light beans. That's great.
Love it.
But yeah, if anybody else wants a little bit of extra sensory boost, Alba Negra will provide.
Fantastic.
I think if we're gonna all pile into and then if we all pile into Betty, I guess we're gonna drive to Black City.
Yep.
Right. Entering the pre-city then. Um, yeah. Let's see, between the 3 to 5 portals of Black City. Yeah, so we have this black undulating cubic road. Tangles of vine-like cubic metal agglomerations pulse and ripple through the skin of soil. Yeah,
And we're driving I mean, Betty can move, but we're driving slowly.
yeah,
Carefully, yeah.
yeah. Although there's a road there, it is the dust kind of shifts, kind of like dunes, so it's unclear. You don't see any tracks of anyone preceding you. As you pass the third gate into the pre-city, you see the dust. Um, and I think those with a little bit of extra perception at the moment, um, it is almost like what you'd expect a sandstorm to look like, except it's not moving. It's just like a wall.
It's kind of
And
like hanging in the air.
yeah, it hangs and pulses sometimes out of the corner of your eye. Um, those with a little bit of extra perception really get bad vibes. It's almost like the wall of dust is alive and malevolent and ready to work its way into whatever kind of protection you have fashioned. It is almost scheming, it feels like. Uh,
Alrighty then. Well, let's see what happens.
yeah,
So Alba Negra wants to observe the dust in the noosphere. Is the dust active in the noosphere?
it certainly is.
That's what
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah. Since you had such an exceptional crafting role, however, I don't think um, I think what you are going to experience, um, you are not going to get the effects of this, but I think that the organic material in your masks and ventilation system, you can see it kind of. It's like the bean membranes kind of like crack like a dried lake, kind of feels like something is kind of like desiccating it and burning it, and it's like doing its best to filter stuff out, and you're still not getting any of it, but it seems to be taking quite a toll on the
And I think at that we might increase our speed.
yeah, okay.
Right. Also, Mark,
Yeah, yeah.
Alba Negra is going to see if she can use her trumpet to. It's silent in the physical world. She's going to try and see if she can use her trumpet to push back on the dust.
Interesting. Um, Yeah, go ahead and give me a give me a roll plus charisma.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that will
And
be,
plus demon soldier.
yep. So let's see. So I have 6, and 6 is plus 12. 20.
20 straight up. That'll do it. Yeah, not only are you able to sort of it's hard to clear the dust completely
Yeah.
because it keeps coming in behind. It's very persistent and pernicious. What you do manage to blast away is the neurotoxic oleaginous slimes that have been slowly coalescing around your location in the dust. They seem to be the second phase of the city's defense mechanisms, the passive defenses. Yeah, I don't think we need to roll damage for that. That's a pretty straightforward one. I think as you approach the city proper, um, again, you're able to see some nospheric stuff as well, but even without, as the dust kind of it's not fading away, but it's definitely thinning as you get closer to the city. You see silhouettes. Looks like it's almost like the shadows on a wall after like an atomic bomb, but they're like people sort of hanging in the dust. Um, and I think without even any kind of roll, um, those of you with any sort of noospheric presence, you can tell that they were travelers, and there's something about the pulsing of the fields around the city that is kind of almost like leeching life stories out of them. Kind of, they can see them kind of like uh, hanging there, and the like personality ebbing and flowing in and out of them. If
Is
you
there,
want,
as we're driving by it, is there a way to like try to make contact with it, or
yeah.
not, or maybe we don't want to, or if we have to really slow down, I'm still concerned about that toxic dust.
Do you want to reach out like with the glove or anything?
I'm going to try to reach out. What the hell? What could possibly go
Could
wrong
possibly
here?
go wrong.
I'm going to reach out with a glove.
Cool. Um, yeah, I mean, you are able to. I think you can reach out and sort of grasp one, and you feel basically you feel their memories flowing into you, um, and I think this person, um, they had to do a lot to get here, and they're the last surviving member of their uh, traveling group, and the strongest memory from this person is them um, slitting someone's throat or face or something open in a pretty gruesome way, and then taking off for the city. Um, the memory feels very tangible, especially with that glove. Um, and I think if you came back with some suitable receptacles, you might even be able to capture some.
Oh, okay. So if we came back with like an empty Vivid crystal and a way to and an encoding device, we could
Yeah.
conceivably trap them.
Well, actually, we have a receptacle. Um, Alba Negra's got her reliquary. She can hold some
Oh,
basic memories.
interesting. Um, yeah, yeah. Can you Do you want to do that?
Yeah, give it a try.
Yeah. Um, I think that's gonna be a charisma roll again, and yeah, I think that's gonna work out just fine there.
Okay, do a charisma roll.
Yeah.
With what skill?
I don't know if anything is really appropriate here.
I'm skilled at multi-mind. Would that relate?
No, this is a very singular mind.
Yeah, yeah. Um, hmm. It's not exactly a Damon Soldier thing.
No,
Uh,
this is a hardest.
yeah. Oh, okay. I guess with no skill. But I still have +6 charisma. So +6. 17.
Cool. Yeah. No problem. You are able to grab a memory. Um, this one is someone who again, this is like someone who sacrificed a friend of theirs. They basically had them distract a some sort of massive serpent as they stole an egg from it in hopes to trade it at the Great Observer.
Okay.
Uh,
So Alba Negra is going to not try and get anything else in the reliquary, but she's going to try one or two more. Is there a theme here where people are doing anything they can? Like they're facing all sorts of different scenarios and they sacrifice their.
only a couple of them. All of them have like uh, great and sometimes bloody deeds. But those are literally the only two that have that
Oh, okay.
don't do them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this is definitely not the
This is not the road to betrayal. No.
okay. I was
Go ahead
wondering.
and write down I guess magnificent memory in that.
Okay.
If you want to do something with that later on, we'll know what that is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but then almost as suddenly as more suddenly than you would expect, um, you're there. Um, Picture of the city itself.
Like, is there a is there a gate that we drive through, or
Not really. It is, a cluster of black mechanical, biomechanical, cubic, obsidian buildings just kind of clustered around the shore. And it's really hard to get a sense of where things are. The buildings kind of seem to almost boil in and out, like almost as if they were like a higher dimensional object being rotated. Um, it doesn't seem to be a pattern to it really. And what if you lose focus or look away, it just feels like something like bubbling and foaming at the edge of vision there.
weird? Does there now that we're in the city, is the toxic dust still there, still
It is
around
not.
us?
No.
Okay, well, I guess we can like now that we're inside, I guess we can lower our defense protocols and perhaps try to repair the damage that it did on the way in for the return trip.
My precious beans.
um, I'm gonna ask some questions to flesh out the city here. So, Phaedred, what is your favorite color?
What is Phaedred's favorite color? I think Phaedred's favorite color is yellow.
Yeah. Um, and kind of unsurprisingly, the sky here is like a deep, like wine-like purple, almost like it's reflecting the sea. But sort of like tracings along the edges of the building, like the highlights of the architecture, is this like really bright, like almost citrus yellow there. Um, Modan, what's your quest here?
West here. That's a good question. I think I don't know that he necessarily knows this consciously, but I sort of feel like the hope is that we're going to have some mind-altering knowledge. We're going to like this is going to just blow our perception open. You know,
Mm,
we've heard how weird the Black City is, how different it is. It's like a crazy world. So I think it's like we're going to come away with this just far more expanded people
yeah,
than we entered.
yeah, and it's interesting. You see, there are definitely like plazas and areas that like you could imagine would be a park. Um, and it almost feels like, there are things happening all the time here, but it feels like weirdly sterile to you, I think. Alba Negra, how did you let down your first love?
Oh, that's mean. Okay, so she loved somebody who wasn't completely into the nice young man, but he just wasn't very political, and uh she left him behind at a political rally when the enforcers showed up and all of the hardcore political people ran away, and he got beat
Mm,
up by the enforcers, and then they never spoke again.
yeah. Um, and a lot of the where was that?
That would be somewhere in the Redlands. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the towers of the city's buildings are really reminiscent of the Redland City, where that happened. And you swear you can see not crowd, it feels like crowds, like the pressure of it feels like crowds,
Yeah.
but there are like some like secret police watching you from around the corners.
Yeah, I was gonna say she probably feels like she's being watched constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets a little paranoid.
Phaedred, how did you betray your parents or your kin?
I mean, betrayal is a betrayal is a harsh word, but I didn't go into the family business.
Mm, what was that?
I wanted, which, oh, okay, I know. I didn't want to go into the family business, which, I think my parents were merchants, but they were like, I mean, honestly, kind of doing the stuff that Phaedred's been doing,
Mm-hmm.
buying, selling. They didn't travel around, but I think they were just, simple merchants.
Mm-hmm.
Phaedred didn't want to do that. Phaedred wanted a desk job. Phaedred wanted to move beyond that, which is why he got into advertising engineering for
Yeah.
a big respected, for a big respect for a respected company that had, lots of growth potential,
Mm-hmm.
which is how he got his job at Onerix Unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think with you're always kind of looking out for a deal or trade. And as you kind of start wandering the city streets, every corner you go around, it seems like there is it's kind of like there's some sort of open marketplace. Um, and when they see you, they kind of like hurry people out and like shudder. and you can almost see them like watching through the grates, like waiting for you to leave. Modan, what dreams did you forsake?
I think a part of me, growing up on the bean farm, part of me thought like that would have been that would have been a good life too. It's what I knew, like just having a life on the farm and having a family and like a wife and children, just nice little cozy family life, modestly growing beans. But because I he grew up very family based. We had holiday, all the holidays together and things like that. And so I think when his bigger scope, he switching his and mine, bigger scope of like wanting to explore and see the world, sort of knew that there were like two futures that were sort of at odds.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of had to pick one of them. And obviously this is the one he's on, but there's always that going to be that little bit of longing for that old modest bean farmer family life.
Yeah, yeah, and I think as you're walking through the city, as it looks like it would be this like weird oily biomechanical mess. Like you get like vibes from a lot of the architecture, but the smell of the city, it's got that like earthy smell of a farm, and I think you can almost smell like someone's like has some sort of bean cakes cooking for breakfast as well. You can kind of smell that in the air. Um, Alba Negra, who was your mentor?
Mm. Um, Alba Negra's mentor was a previous clone in the same series who was she was another botanist uh, in her 60s, maybe. She'd actually survived longer than a lot of the clones, just because working in the factories is pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And white hair, long, thin white hair. And she was very gentle and she respected everybody. And she constantly chided Alba Negra because Alba Negra was very much like, no, they should do it this way and they should follow these principles and stuff. And she would just shake her head and sort of pat Alba Negra on the back and then move down the row of you know chemistry sets or whatever.
Yeah, I think you can hear her laughter coming from you know a bar or restaurant as you're walking
Oh,
by.
interesting.
You don't, of course, see her.
Yeah, Alba Negra will actually at that Alba Negra will be looking like try to look harder if she hears her in a positive environment like that.
Yeah, and the folks in there, they they look like real people, but again, I think you are all attuned enough to, or some of you are, that you can relay that um, they do not have souls. They have bodies and
Mm,
personalities, but it's missing an essential driving force. Not that they're um, manufactured in any way, but it looks like something was taken from them. Um,
so they are missing their
Ka,
cause.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They seem to be, you know, um, not entirely unlike the pageant at the Three
Yep.
Sticks. Like they seem to be perfectly replicating like what citizens of a city would be doing in a place like this. But there's not there's no light behind their eyes there.
Mm. Has the Sajeda changed at all upon entering the Black City?
No.
Okay.
Phaedred, what is your greatest fear?
Failure.
Mm,
My greatest fear is failure, and I think, yeah, like failure as a, yeah, that he's, like all of his greatest fear is that all of his work comes to naught,
hmm.
and that he's going to die penniless and alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that fear is intensifying here as you see markets shut down as you walk by. You definitely feel the vibe of, even like even if you could make it out there in the vast lands, like that's not real success. Like if you can't convince the people here in the city, everything else is kind of pointless outside. Modan, what is your fondest hope?
My fondest hope. I'm a simple man. I think, in lieu of the old dreams of modest family life, I I realize like the caravan is my new chosen family. And so I think my fondest hope is that we pay off this debt and then just spend the rest of our lives as this little wandering unit, just getting richer and richer, and with a better, we've got a good reputation now. I'm already,
Mhm.
fairly well known as the Beans are, and just sort of, keep expanding that to where it's like we just have a comfortable, nice operation going, and we live comfortably, we meet interesting people, we see interesting places, constantly trading goods, but and no more debt, got everything running, and allows us to do more good with our ventures too, because it's not just about like the money. It's more like the more we bring in, the more power we have to do good for other people and set up, new trade posts and shelters and safe havens and things.
Yeah, yeah. And you can definitely see that here, that other travelers, although they may have lost something, have made great successes of themselves here. Um, and you can definitely see the same sort of ambition that if we just, we're just going to do this to turn a profit for another year, and then we're going to go and open our orphanage or our petting zoo or whatever. Like there's definitely it's like when you're driving around and you're like, oh, that could be a theater, or like that could be a studio or something. You definitely get that, like, oh, like I could turn that building into a great outpost
A
here.
bean distribution
Yeah,
warehouse.
that's a fantastic bean distribution warehouse right there. Um, yeah, and so yeah, these all of these things that you feel like you brought in with you are baked into the architecture of the city. Um, it does, when you look away and look back, things have subtly changed, but you're definitely getting this undercurrent of, it's not even bad. It's just like it's like someone who you just met who seems to know way too much about you and is acting really, really familiar. It's sort of like a little oily feeling.
So is it, I
Um,
get like I get the general impression, is it like weirdly welcoming and foreboding at the same time?
yeah, yeah. There are people around, and there are these, um, soulless citizens who, for the most part, seem to be enjoying life in the city. there's street sweepers and um, traffic cops, merchants, just people out, shopping, having dinner, taking care of their stuff. It seems to be treating itself like a real city, but I think when you stop and watch, it's not a pattern because they don't repeat necessarily, but you can tell, like, oh,
It's like it's almost like they're going through the motions of it, or like these are like the
yeah,
background actors in a
yeah,
Well,
going
that's
through a
exactly the feeling. It's
play.
like,
Or
yeah, these are background artists here. um but also you get the feeling that, this is the most real place you've been to so far, even though it's in flux and kind of responding to you like this. um there's a note that, this is what a city is. This is genuinely what this should be, and every place you've been,
got it.
although it feels more familiar, does not compare.
Got it. So even like, even remembering like, the cities of the Decapolis that,
Yeah, yeah, they're
Phaedred
like,
had been to, it's like
yeah, those are
it's
pale
reminiscent of those,
photocopies of
but
photocopies of the city.
got it.
Yeah.
so
So,
Alba Negra wants to look and see if she can see other things responding to somebody else besides our party. Is there
Mm,
anybody else here shaping the city?
interesting. Interesting. Um,
And she's going to look with both visions, physical and noospheric.
fantastic. Yeah, let me get an aura roll.
Okay. I really need to pump up her aura. 12. Is
12.
that worth pushing up with a hero die?
We are looking for a 20.
Yep, that'd be worth pushing up.
If you want to push it up to a 20 with your dice,
gonna say
you can tell me how you're doing it.
She's going to need some help, probably.
yeah. And Phaedred was also like, I mean, I was going to do something similar.
Yeah.
I was going to try to like maybe talk to some denizens to try to find out like where the marketplaces were, but at the same time
Yeah.
was trying to like, you know, monitor that with with the noosphere to see like what is really pulling the strings here. Is this person I'm talking to a puppet? And if
Mm,
so, where's the hand?
right, right.
So, so should I just skip it and we focus on you?
Um,
Because I only got one hero die, so I can't reach it by myself.
got it. Um, I've got four aura, and I don't know, would my glove with the
Yeah,
scan the noosphere come into play if I
I
was
believe
doing
it would.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will not use my hero dice on me.
Um, yeah, let's see. So that is scan the noosphere. That is oh yeah, and the glove is expert, so that's at +6. So I'm going to be at +10 on my aura roll.
You will need it.
That is a 22.
Cool, a 22. Um, yeah, so tell me, like, where you're looking. Or maybe, like, not like where physically, but like what aspect of this, chaos, but this, like, mundane feeling,
So
you're looking at.
yeah, so like again, I was going to try to like interact with someone who seemed to be like a shopkeeper because every time I came by a market, it was shutting down,
Hmm.
which is weird because seems to me that like if that's the case, someone's pulling strings here. So
Yeah.
I think I was going to look through the noosphere to see if there were any like lines of like lines of like
Hmm.
um what's the word I'm looking for?
Like ley lines, or
Yeah, like
like
ley
astral
lines or ray
silver
or like
silver
radio
threads.
magnificence, or
Right.
that was coming to them and was like going to a nexus point, or was like going down into the city, or was like going like up to to like some kind of like control tower or something like
Hmm.
that. Like, is there, it feels like there's some greater intelligence that's making this Potemkin city act the way that it thinks we expect it to.
Yeah, yeah. You there's not like lines connecting, and it's almost like trying to like focus on like a 3D magic eye puzzle, like one that's already 3D that you're trying to like snap into like a fourth dimensional object somehow. Um, and tell me how the glove kind of like helps you pull this into focus.
I think while I'm talking to this person, and you know, um, I'm like gesticulating, with both hands, including the glove. And I think at some point, I basically stopped trying to hide the fact that I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the, like Phaedred's black hand with the silver, with the silver like lines that run through it. I think he starts like, you know, making, specific gestures that he uses to like control access.
Mm-hmm.
And to a certain extent that like trolls like the view of the noosphere that he's able to see. It's sort of like
Yeah.
imposed upon like what his actual like natural vision is.
Mm-hmm.
And which is kind of like focusing and like almost like we all wear glasses here. When you're like in the optometrist's office, you know and you're looking through the thing, like is it like, okay, is it
A or
like
B.
one or A or B?
Yeah.
And he's like trying to do that to like bring things into clearer focus.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you said like when we were looking at things when we weren't actually looking at it, things kind of like shifted into
Yeah, like kind of boil at the edge of your
kind of like
vision.
boil at the edges, or like recess into like weird fractal patterns or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. I think he's trying to like you know change the focus and change the noospheric, um you know change the angle of the noosphere's lens that he's looking through in order to try to see, is there something below the surface.
Yeah, yeah. And there definitely is. And I think it's almost like this uh person you're talking to is they it when you start peeling like that, they almost feel like clockwork. Um, they still believe that they are real, but you can kind of start seeing it's not that they are connected by a thread somewhere, but that they are like it's almost like they're a finger puppet, and like the entire city is a giant hand, kind of.
Oh, the city itself is the intelligence.
Yeah. And I think when you if you like zoom out and get that orientation lined up for a moment, it's difficult because it is constantly shifting. And so it's not just like I'm going to snap this into focus, but it's kind of like riding this variable focus, and it's like trying to it's like trying to bring a picture into focus, but like you're riding a horse almost. Like there's a lot of
Okay.
stuff going on.
Mm.
Um, but you're able to get
Am I able to get through to the actual, the actual, the
yeah.
so I'm guessing part of this is like some kind of like psychempathic projection that the city is doing to like make us see what either it wants us to see or
Mhm.
what it thinks we want to see.
Yeah.
I want
And
to see what's really there.
I think like the thing that solidifies is I mean, you've um been adjacent to like the rebuilder. You brushed against that, the demiurge and that the floating city. This is something bigger, or not even bigger, more real, more solid. Um, and you can kind of hear like the person you're talking to still like pleasantly chattering away at you, and the message that is being transmitted to you from this endlessly complex demiurge that's manifesting the city, is that the people here yourselves included now, are like the only, you are, because you are here, there's uh, a path through space-time that you have taken that has always connected you here. And everyone here is a true citizen of the Black City, and everything outside of it is fallen. Other things have brought the world into being, and none of them are as real as this place is.
Fascinating.
Do we have any sense, like, well, how to ask this or how we know this or how, like, are we in danger of becoming like these other people, soulless actors in the Black City?
I think if Phaedred communicates this in
Yeah,
whatever way possible.
yeah, I'm gonna end the yeah, I'm gonna basically thank this guy I was chatting with for his time and take a few steps away and explain
Mhm.
what I was able to perceive.
Yeah,
And if
I think
there's and also if in this explanation, can I try to help my companions also become aware of this other reality?
yeah, yeah. And even when you step away, like it's not that the veneer has been stripped away, but you have a deep sense of what the city is, regardless of what you see and hear. It's almost like you're still seeing and hearing the same thing, but you're also like just everything is turned up a lot. It's difficult to communicate, I think,
Hmm.
but you can get the general idea across. Um, and I think the like Vader's best answer to that question would be that you already are.
Um, Alba
This
Negra is going to see if she can follow Phaedred's lead because she's got like she already had some sense of this, and maybe Phaedred can guide her to the deeper understanding.
Yeah, and I think with time, um, all of you can,
Okay.
like Vader can kind of lead you into, it'll just take some time to accustom yourself. And it feels like you've been here for a while. Like you've been here for a few days. You've eaten and slept and bought and sold and relaxed in the park. It feels like time is really uh,
time
summery.
passes weirdly here.
Yeah, it's very pastoral in a way.
Yeah.
It feels effortless, I think.
Yeah. Unhurried.
Yeah.
And we've been here for some period of time and we've
Yeah.
had eaten at the restaurants and strolled through the park and now we're actually able to buy and sell at the bazaars.
hmm Yeah. You still get that kind of resistance and that twinge of regret, I think. It's still drawing upon your sort of hopes and fears to
Right.
whatever is generating the city is kind of building it through you. But now that you've kind of like plucked at it a little bit, you're able to see through it a little bit better.
So there is an actual city here and it does actually have denizens, although are they manifestations of this demiurge that's controlling things, or are these actual real
I,
people
I
that have had
I
something
think
taken from them?
these are visitors who've become part of the city. They're echoes of people who have visited.
And I think the understanding that you have of the city doesn't let you draw a distinction between those two things.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if we leave, will we ever actually leave? Or maybe I should say, will we wholly leave or will we only
Yeah,
partially
Will
leave?
we always have part of
exactly.
ourselves always be here?
Right. Which is
And
interesting because it sounds like maybe Skelly has been here before.
Mm.
Maybe.
and can we meet our shadow selves?
you may be your shadow selves.
I said, yeah, we are our shadow selves.
So I guess the question now is, if we've been in the city for a while, can we try to make discoveries in the city to learn what else is here?
I love that. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Um, Modad, you haven't rolled for stuff here yet, right?
What kind of stuff?
Let's see if you can make a discovery.
All right.
Um, I think it's going to be an aura roll.
Just straight up D20 plus R.
Yeah.
Let me see, make sure I'm looking at me. That's me,
Does
right? Yeah.
would your traveler skill come into play?
Mhm.
Trying to make
Yes, I think it would.
Yeah, +6. So that's +8 total now. So that's a 14.
14. That will do. That will do. Um, hmm. Wow. I think I'm gonna give you, well, let's see. I'm gonna roll for
Mhm.
it. The place that you understand from kind of letting the city seep into your bones is not so much a place, but another aspect of the city. Um, and it feels like it is kind of embedded in the city, but also being like contained by it. Maybe the city is keeping it from the rest of the world. Um, but over the course of time, it starts whispering to you. Um, Maybe it's from dreams. Um, and it says, although this city is genuinely what it says to be, it says, this city is, although it seems chaotic and uh, manufactured and hollow and constantly changing. Um, this is the what's real. But the world outside doesn't have to be fallen in the way it is. It can be better, and you can be better in it. Um, will you roll a d6 for me?
Mhm. 6.
Yeah. Um, who do you think you've made friends with here over the course of who knows how long you've been here?
As in like this, not in the caravan.
Yeah.
A merchant who sells breakfast on a stick.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's become my favorite go-to every morning. It's my part of my morning ritual to go get breakfast on a stick, and then we usually end up chatting for a while.
Yeah. And it's kind of mid-morning and you're in the process of your chat and you look back and it's not, they haven't changed at all, but it's not them. And they say that living life without any pain or suffering um, is an extremely easy thing. Um, if you just give up your anxious dreams. Um, is that something you would be interested in? Never to suffer ever again?
I do not think that I am yet in a place in my journey where that sounds appropriate for me.
You're at every point in your journey simultaneously, though, aren't you? And at some point, you'll be tired of hurting. Why not just cut that off at the pass?
Because my level of consciousness right now makes me suspicious of that option and makes
Suspicious
me
how?
fit. I feel like there has to be a catch, and that I, by gaining that, will lose something that I don't want to lose.
It's not a catch, just a price.
And it's just at this moment in time, I am pretty happy and content with who I am. And so you could argue that this is perhaps a choice being made out of fear, but nevertheless, it is the choice I feel is the right one right now.
Well, that is your choice. And I know that you won't change your mind later. So enjoy your breakfast.
Thank you. Delicious as always.
Um, Alba Negra, who have you gotten close to here in the city?
Um, I think Alba Negra has been trying to find um, if there are any weird people in the city.
There are some weird people in the city. Yes.
Just checking. Um, I will say, as an aside, that Alba Negra has started using, like, just looking at the city a little bit with her Vomish engineer skills.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity about, like, is this city like like Vomish and sort of going on a different track? Just
I think what you can easily determine is that
Mhm.
everything that you've run into that you would consider a Vome, there's like you feel like you can trace some DNA back to, if not the city, something. I mean, there is nothing else like it. If
Yeah.
not the city as incarnated now, like the idea of the city as it kind of always exists.
Okay.
It's not like one caused the other, or one is, it's just like there's some echoes in there.
Okay. Yeah. As far as strange, I mean, Alba Negra is still on her journey to try to figure out how to transform her life.
Mm,
She knows her body is going to become a crystal um, celebrant or whatever it is,
mhm.
and she's trying to figure out. This was part of her interest in multi-mind, was she's trying to figure out how to get her consciousness to a new
Mm.
body so that she can continue her work because um she's not done exploring the conjunction between, like, the botanical world and the noosphere.
Yeah. Can you roll a d6 for me?
Nope. 4.
Yeah. And maybe this is there's someone has an herb garden in one of the parks. It's unclear if they live there or are just there all the time. Um, and they, it's again normal chit chat for a while, and then they give you this look, and they say, they ask if you feel welcome here.
If what?
If you feel welcome here.
I feel like a visitor.
Would you like to?
Perhaps.
Do you feel like a stranger anywhere else that you've been? Or maybe everywhere else?
In most places, I feel like the places I've been were the stranger and I was at the center. I do not feel
Mm.
that here.
I think you deserve to feel at home anywhere, an honored, treasured guest, someone that people look forward to visiting, go to any lengths to make comfortable.
I would find that very strange. I am shy.
Well, I mean, you don't really need to worry about that. If that worry was removed, I think things would change for you.
Probably.
Would you like to be welcome everywhere forever? In your home city, is there a place that you felt that you were denied access to?
Oh, many places.
How
Class
do you,
is a very important thing where I'm from.
what is
Class?
class? I think removing your worries like that would allow you to transcend class. Everywhere they closed their doors to you before would open them.
What is the cost of this?
Losing your sense of shame, your sense of self consciousness. There is a price, but definitely worth it. I can no longer leave the city. And you can tell that it's not the person that you're talking to, but this other greater thing.
Right.
Um, has Alba Negra been impacted by the rebuilder at all?
Um, don't generally think so. In terms of other consciousnesses, she might have had a little bit of impact from Newt's Ultra,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but not, I don't think she has had a lot of encounter with the Rebuilder.
I think the feeling this person slash entity is giving you is kind of the feeling that you see on Aderon's face when they are fully connected and satisfied with that connection.
Right. Oh, the idiot. I'll look like the idiot. Um, if I open myself to you, can I continue my studies?
You can do whatever you like, wherever you like.
And would you at least leave me a little bit of sense of propriety so that I can feel comfortably myself?
Oh, I mean, your sensibilities wouldn't be changed at all. You'd retain all your
I don't
faculties.
suppose
Yes.
don't suppose there's a can I get a sensation sense is there such a thing as a trial run where I can see how this would feel?
Here's a choice.
Hmm. I'm willing to try it.
Roll me a d10.
Hmm. 3.
Not bad. You permanently lose 3 charisma.
Oh no. Okay.
Um, but this feeling suffuses you, that you know that you will be permanently and unequivocally, without reservation, welcome anywhere you go. This doesn't take up a slot. This is just a thing that is true about you now. You anywhere you go, your needs will be met until you decide to go somewhere else.
That's pretty nice. So I have a question. Is she aware that the Black City will always be with her?
Um, yes, and this is not. I think once the exchange takes place,
Mhm.
you understand this isn't from the city itself. This is
Oh,
something
okay.
that the city is holding back from the rest of the world.
Oh, okay.
Phaedred, are you interested in a bargain?
I mean,
Now I'm really curious, kind of regret
I'm
not taking mine.
I was gonna say I'm curious in hearing the offer.
um, roll me a d6.
Oh,
And should I tell you the person that I was close to, or
Yeah.
well, before I roll this? So I think the person that because I was thinking, well, because you asked the same question twice, so I was thinking, um, the
wow.
person that Phaedred was getting close to was actually the bartender
Mm,
at the hotel that we had been all staying in.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and just, it was sort of, I mean, he knows it's sort of like, the platonic ideal of a bar.
mm,
Um, but the bartender was, the platonic ideal of being a friendly bartender with
yep,
whom you could let your guard down and chat with. And I think he was chatting with the bartender for
yeah,
quite a while and has grown to like her. So,
yeah. Not like the Shining.
so I think that's the person that he was talking to when this happens, and I rolled a 1.
Great. Um, yeah, and like when you see the change happen again, nothing visible or even in the Noosphere changes, but there's like definitely a shift. Like the camera is using a different filter now for some reason. Um,
They start talking through an echo chamber.
yeah, but the conversation still continues, just like very casual, and um, it goes on all night until it's difficult to pinpoint what exactly is day and night, but you get the sense that the night is ending. Other people have left the bar, and you two are alone here, and just having a great late night conversation. Um, and it feels like the change that has happened. It feels more natural that this is what you're talking to now. Um, and I think she asks you like what you're going to do when you leave here.
Um, Honestly, I was hoping to set up some kind of trade route, to find if there was some commodity here I'd be able to buy and bring back to eventually. My goal is to return to the Rainbow Lands. Um, I've I'm no longer employed by Onerix Unlimited, but I've seen some very interesting things on my journey and met some very interesting people. And we've set up a trade company of our own. Ultimately, I'd like to return to the Yellow Land and you know oversee our like control our trade empire,
Then
assuming
what?
we're actually able to build one.
Then what?
And then what? After, well, eventually, well, assuming one is successful, it would be nice to retire in comfort.
For how long?
Well, nobody lives forever. Um,
That's not true.
oh, really?
You said you've seen a lot of things. I know that you've experienced beings that,
Well, it's true. I've encountered beings that have seemed timeless. Um, there was the that Octo wizard we met. Geez, must have been 3 years ago now. She claimed to have been from the long, long ago and traded us a piece of ancient technology, which made me believe her.
and
So she
she
was
probably
tens
just
of she would have had to have been tens of thousands of years old.
and if that's just something she had laying around that was incredibly valuable, what would it be like to be able to just hold on to whatever junk you have today and then in 100,000 years sell it for an immense profit with
Look,
no effort on your part?
well, frankly, I'm not going. I mean, if I said that I did not care for if I did not care for wealth, or if I were to say that it did not care for wealth or comfort or living large, I'd be lying.
And really,
But
you are an ambitious and capable trader, but real wealth only comes with the passage of ages.
yes, but there's a cost.
There's always a cost.
Right. For the problem with living for centuries or millennia, as you just posed, are means that you're always outliving your friends and loved ones,
There's
and
always
that you would be constantly, it would be a, it would be an unending, it would be a nigh unending life of constant loss.
that's true. But an unending parade of people and things to lose. Would you prefer
Well,
to have never lost anyone if you would have to get rid of the memory of them?
I mean, it is said it is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, but
And what could be
I,
better than to do that until the end of time?
it is a tempting offer.
No. And she like just pushes a drink in front of you, says, "Offers
So,
on the table."
so if I drink this, you're telling me this is the drink of immortality.
There are things about your body that are not conducive to longevity. And this will remove those obstacles for you.
Phaedred kind of like pushes back from the table, leans back, and like looks, kind of like looks up. Um, you know, he looks at the drink, picks up the drink, holds it up to the light, takes a sniff, not a sip, sets it back down and says, "This is a very tempting offer. I don't want to live forever."
Suit yourself. And she takes it and throws it back. I think I have to close up now. Good talk, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. We have blown past our break. Do folks need a quick break, or do we want to keep going?
I could use a quick break.
Cool. Let's do 5. Okay. Yep. Nope. It's not for everyone, I guess.
Although I do wonder, I noticed that like Teal rolled a 3 and lost 3 charisma.
No, no,
So,
I rolled a 4.
oh, did you?
Charisma's the 4th stat.
Oh no, I thought you rolled a 3 on the
Yeah.
Oh,
Roll a
D10.
3 on the D10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the D10. Yes, I did roll a 3 on the D10, but on the D6, I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe
makes more
that
sense.
was the attribute, but maybe not. I don't know.
I was like, would I have lost 6 of something?
If you rolled a D10 of something.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6, but it wasn't a D10. It was
So, like, what's the rule if you? I mean, nobody has a stat of like 9. What if you rolled really badly? What? And you take the offer. What's
it
the
would
rule
go into a
say?
negative. Yeah.
holy
You do
crap.
go into negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Alba Negra was very fortunate. It also makes sense too in terms of the story because
Oh, and could you have thrown a hero die to like reduce that or not?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Hero dice
I have
or
a
hero
hero
dice?
die left.
Hero dice and just dice. That's what they do.
Oh man, do I have a hero die left?
I mean,
Have a hero die left. Mm,
you got a good chance of
yeah, she's
negating
gonna
that
throw a hero
permanent
die.
loss.
Oh, actually, it says if the cost is greater than the hero stat, you can pay up the difference with life and or other stats.
Interesting.
But it doesn't say anything about hero dice, so
It does not, no.
So does that mean you can or you can't?
Yeah, it's a die, so you can throw a hero die at it.
I will do that.
Is there anything
3! Yay!
is there anything that specifically prohibits hero dice?
I haven't seen anything.
there are I have there are a couple of things here and there that say you can't use a hero die on, but it's the effect specifically calls it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be specified, I
Yeah.
would guess, if there's like no hero dice on this.
And I don't think there are any in actually the UVG book proper, just because the hero die was added with Synthetic Dream Machine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
interesting. Powerful hero dice. But that's why they're called hero dice. They're heroes.
So what I'm going to say is that
So I think it's still going to take you down to 1. I think it's still going to be a point of loss.
a point of loss.
Yeah.
Aw. Oh well. That's not that bad. But yeah, I think it has the effect, but she realized she likes the intensity of her personality, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my justification for using the hero dice, is that like relaxing is cool and having everybody like accept you is cool, but she still likes the intensity.
Cool. I don't think the other offers are permanently off the table if you ever want to go back to them.
Interesting.
I think there's now that you've like gotten the frequency of the urge that is in the city there, I think that frequency is open,
Okay, so if I so if we change our mind and we want to go back to that or perhaps a different offer, we could.
But for now, what are you up to besides just being citizens?
So Alba Negra wants to see if she can find a citizen reflection who can discuss the migration of consciousness with her.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can. I don't know if it's going to be on. I feel like it's going to be on a level that feels superficial to her,
Okay,
just because of your depth of knowledge.
right.
But there's definitely like folks you can throw ideas around with.
Okay,
But like
let you do that.
feels like batting around ideas with college students at a coffee shop. Like it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. Are you looking for something in particular with that?
Well, she's still trying to. Okay, so she has two. Let's say she has three big dreams. They're sort of mutually exclusive. Two of them are. So one of her big dreams. So she would like to continue her botanical research. So she would like to continue to have a body somehow. Even she's going to donate her current body to the Spectrum Palace when it becomes a crystal, celebrant. So she needs a new body and she needs because she wants to continue her research. Somewhere in the Forest of Meat, she has an aerolith and she wants to see what's there. She's got a dragon, so she can fly up to it now.
Sure.
And she just wants to see what's there. She doesn't know what's there, but it's occurred to her that she could end up just moving to this aerolith in the middle of the Forest of Meat because weirdly enough, she liked the Forest of Meat. She's probably the only person in the group who actually liked it. She found it pleasant. Um, but she has this other secret goal, which is really hard to do, and it involves one of two things. Either she is going to fix the autofac under the Restful Pines trading post, or it has occurred to her that if she's going to have to migrate her consciousness anyway, maybe she could migrate her consciousness into some sort of gemstone and then replace the consciousness of the autofac and become an autofac.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so she's like, I'm in the Black City. Let's explore these possibilities.
You'll definitely find people that will discuss that with you and think that is a fantastic and or terrible idea.
Yep. Aderon is not the only person with big dreams. Now, does she have a sense of the city from like, does she have a stronger, maybe we all do have a strong sense of the city in the back of our mind now?
Yeah, and in the full of your mind, I think you have it is constantly changing. It does still adapt to what you have brought in, but now that you've kind of peeled away the face a little bit, you do feel that there is it's not that this is like a platonic ideal of a city or anything, but there is a certain gravity to it where it's impossible to determine its age, even as a thing that existed before the city became real here. If that makes sense. Probably doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Next time I'm grabbing my breakfast on a stick, I have a question for my vendor friend.
Yeah.
Which I was like, so I was thinking about our interesting conversation yesterday, and while I, again, probably too set in my ways or in fear or whatever to accept your nevertheless intriguing offer, I I wondered if that was exclusive to me or if like I have a friend who is younger, perhaps still more open to new experiences, who might not be as fearful or rigid or whatever you want to call it as I am.
Mm.
Um, and I just wondered if these types of offers were only open. Are they open to anyone, or was this just for me from you, or could
They're
my
open
friend
to any citizen of Black City.
just? I'm curious if Spatula might want to have a conversation with this vendor.
Interesting. Did you bring a spatula to the city?
Yeah, Spatula
Yeah,
did come.
We did.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
We did say we brought spatula.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Spatula will, Spatula is a citizen now.
Because I mean, Spatula's new, young, still developing. I don't really know what Spatula's hopes, dreams, fears are. I'd be curious to hear what Spatula and this vendor have to say to each other.
You want to roll a d6 for a spatula for me?
A five.
A 5. Um, yeah, and the vendor, like, there's a lot of things that are weird in the grasslands, and there are even weirder things down here. But even in the Fool's Wall camp, Bean Guy is like once they figure he's not a satrap, a lot of people don't know what to make of him. But the vendor here, like, you're a citizen, you're one of us. And he basically just asks, after again a little bit of polite chit chat, what what they're looking for.
I think that's I think that Spatula is looking for a shortcut to more complete sentience because they were like sort of spawned by myself out of nothing. So it's not like a human. It's not like it's a baby that learns to walk, learns to talk, learns language, so it's like in a way they were spawned into complete sentience out of nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but yet at the same time they're very incomplete and they're like in that like they're not even sure like yeah I'm never really thought about hopes dreams where do I hope my path leads me so it's like it's a bit disorienting and I think they're sentient enough to feel impatient but also still so inexperienced and new to life and the world that they don't even really necessarily know what that means
Mm-hmm.
so they really just want like I think they feel like less of a person than the rest of us. We all feel more complete and more complex,
Mm-hmm.
and they want that.
Yeah, we can do that.
And how does the cost portion work?
It's just going to cost you part of your soul.
I think ironically, in this situation, Modan's more concerned about that than Spatula. I don't think Spatula gives a fuck about that. They're like, all right,
Like, whatever, my feet, I don't care.
I don't even know what part of my soul means or is, or what parts I have.
Imagining that old episode of The Simpsons where Bart writes down Bart Simpson's soul and trades it to Milhouse.
But I think Modan's a little more like, what do you, I mean, what does that mean? Like, is there more, do you know the specific effects it'll have, or do you not even know necessarily the exact cost it will exact?
It depends on how strong the soul is, I suppose.
Well, in the end, I think Modan does leave it. It's like, he's like, I mean, I don't even necessarily exactly remember. We were all drunk when we spawned you. So I'm not, I don't even really remember exactly how it happened. But you are your own person. And if you think this will is an enticing offer, it's your decision to make. I'm not your keeper. You're not my possession or even really my child, other than maybe metaphorically. And I mean, this is so weird. I'm like, I don't know if it's up to me or
I think
you
it's up
or
to you, yeah.
I mean, I think Spatula's like, yeah, great. There's a possible shortcut to feeling less incomplete, then I don't know that I would miss whatever it is that disappears from me.
So we're gonna need to do two things. We need to figure out what Spatula's stats are. Go ahead and roll a D100 and we'll pick it off the big table.
D100. I think that's this one. The one on the end, I think.
Yeah.
13. Yep, 13.
Okay.
You rolled a D100, not a D10.
Yeah, he told me to roll a
D100.
D100.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard.
Focused. Okay. He's focused. He has forethought. And then you can put a 1 in 2 other stats. What stats would you like those to be?
So she has a forethought. And you said a 1 in 2 other stats?
Yeah.
I think he definitely have 1 in aura. And I think he'd have 1 in strength.
Cool.
Which might be a surprise to all of us.
Go ahead and roll me a D10.
Yeah. 7.
So he's going to permanently lose 7 aura.
Ooh.
So I will
off with that 1 point.
I will definitely expend a hero dice on his behalf if I can do that for sure. Since I, was concerned for his well-being to begin with. So 7. So that's a 4.
Cool. So
was that
3 aura? So that's gonna be -1 aura and then -2 more off of another stat or life.
And then I could put another hero die if I want to.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's let me correct. He's going to lose 1 no matter what.
He's going to lose 1 no matter what.
So right now it's he could just lose 1 and then lose 2 life.
Sure.
Permanently.
Oh, is that permanently?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
That's,
yeah. No.
That's reducing reducing the max life.
Yeah.
No, we'll hero die that then because I'm I'm responsible.
I mean, I will point out that Aderon has gave up 2 life back with the well, you weren't there, but back when the atomic gun was
interesting
received. I gave up an arm.
That's right.
Wow. Well, and I rolled a 5, so I guess he just loses 1 aura then, right?
So he can never go above 1 aura, or above 0 aura.
Above 0. Yeah.
But
wait, what? I thought.
Yeah, that's his permanently lost. Or I guess it's not his maximum. Yeah, I guess he can increase it by other means as well. Yeah.
Wait, so he started with. Oh wait.
He started with 1.
He's gonna lose 1.
Oh, he's losing 1 aura. He had 4 focus, aura, right?
For
thought was what he was his big one.
Thought, yeah.
I got you. That's why I was confused. I was like, wait, I thought he had 4, but that was thought. He started with 1 aura, and now he loses that. He's at 0 aura. I got it. I suppose this should all be written down somewhere.
He is a real boy now. You can take him out of your friends and make a new PC for him
Yay!
at level 0.
Cool.
Okay, so wait, so his aura's at 0,
Yes,
and you said he can or cannot level that up.
he can.
Okay, so it could go up like normal with a level up.
Yeah.
Wow, we gotta figure out where's a space to put him.
Spatula over at the end.
Oh, you already put one over
Yeah.
there. Sweet. All right.
And now you're getting to spend experience points on him.
Oh boy.
Also, I have a question.
Yes.
Is Spatula gendered? Should we be saying they or
I don't
they?
think Spatula is gendered. Spatula is beans.
Right.
But I mean, that's a good point.
Them
hold on.
beans.
Yeah, no, I think even as a quote unquote real person, I think it's just a more complex person now.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it identifies with any gender.
I was just curious because Aderon's got the same sort of thing where
Yeah.
Aderon's not got a gender because Aderon doesn't.
Yeah.
Although
I think I honestly think Spatula doesn't care. Like Spatula doesn't refer to itself as he or she, but literally if you call him it, she, it doesn't care.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm all things. I'm beans. Beans are all things.
And as a level 0 PC hero, they'll start off with 2 traits or skills.
Nice.
Which would probably be I'm a bean guy.
I'm a bean guy. That don't amount to a hill of beans.
Skill, hill of beans.
Okay, hold on. So score 0. That's where he's already at. So just bean guy is his.
Yeah, or whatever makes sense to you there.
So does Spatula know any professional skills? Was Spatula born with professional skills?
I feel like it should be something since we rolled on a table and they're super focused and high on thought.
Yeah.
Should be something down that.
What's he been doing with his time last?
I mean, does Spatula know biomancy?
What's Spatula's job in the caravan been?
Yeah.
I feel like Spatula has just been like, especially culminating in all this, and after this impromptu conversation we just had exploring Spatula's psyche, I sort of feel like Spatula has just been studying people, all of us, which is why they felt like they could see that everybody else was more faceted and complex and layered, and how they knew they were somehow like not a full a person or as matured or as experienced, whatever you want to call it. And so I feel like it's been like they've just really been observing every person we've met, every person in the caravan. So it's something related to that.
So either something like a psychoanalyst or maybe something like an anthropologist.
Anthropology's good.
Yeah, we'll make that.
Be anthropologist.
Probably.
We've been observed by
and I guess the first one will be bean to tea.
Leguman.
The first ever bean to tea. Leguman, that's good too.
Yes, leguman.
He's a leguman bean.
Leguman.
Oh, there we go. Teamwork. A leguman bean. Yeah, that's the winner.
That's great. I think we could probably end on that. Like, what is the, like? It's not going to be a like physical change, but like, what is the visual change when like he becomes a real boy?
So before his like helmet was, like I said, like an air pop or just beans flying around in there.
Yeah.
I think they coalesce into a head, but it's not permanent. Like because they've been studying people, that head can morph to look like, but not like a perfect. It's like human as if you made a human head out of beans
Disgusting.
or another type of head. So it can reform like that. So it's sort of modular, but it's
It's
always made of beans.
it's Minecraft with beans.
Minecraft with beans. Beancraft.
Correct.
Great. Sweet. I think we can leave on that lovely note. Experience. Jesus. Everyone take 400 experience. Including, yeah. That's 400 experience for and let's go ahead and do stars and wishes. We'll start with Mike.
Sure. Stars all around. This is like, I mean, this Black City is, I knew it was going to be weird. I didn't know it was going to be this weird. Um, yeah. Just that whole like spatula gaining sentience. I guess he already had sentience, but Spatula becoming a real boy. That was pretty fun. Um, and Mark, just the the way you had those like bargains from the demiurge god,
From
whatever,
the lacquered chaos of possibility.
lacquered chaos of possibilities.
Yes.
Wow. You know, I'm gonna give a star to Luca Regic for writing this bizarre and amazing book. Um, but yeah, I want to give a star to I want to give a star to Mark for just like how you put those bargains to us, and also stars to both both Teal and Heath for how you answered those questions in character. And yeah, just that was real just a really bizarre and really cool and really interesting adventure. And I know we're getting toward the end of our series. But yeah, I'm curious to spend a little more time in the Black City before we finally tear ourselves out of here. I guess that's my wish, like definitely want to explore Black City some more.
Yeah.
But ultimately I would like to, maybe do some kind of montage on our return to the Brainbow Lands.
There is more to explore in the city, so you do that. Thank you, Heath.
Yeah, that was just, man, that was just fun all around. I loved, as always, the group dynamic we got going on, the group participation, and always trying to do things together and figuring out how we can make projects multi-character projects or help each other out in projects, and yeah, the whole just all the question and answer thing was just a really fun and different, very different session and very creative, and the Black City is delivering as promised on its goods. I was very torn with Spatula, only because like part of me was like, part of me wanted to see like what Mark would come up with if Mark was Spatula. But then I also thought, well, that's not necessarily the most dynamic gameplay to make Mark talk to himself and be like, "You're the bartender, you're Spatula. Tell me what they say to each other." I'm just gonna watch. Have conversations with yourself now. So that was, yeah, a fun just option. One quick question. You said 400 experience, right?
Yes.
Does that include Spatula? Or no, that's because that's player. That's per player.
Yeah. So you can put it wherever you like.
Which I did put into him.
Cool.
And now he's level 1.
Woohoo!
Because he was 0, right?
Yeah.
And that does count as a
One more
level
skill.
up, right?
It does.
Yeah. I think I think they'll bring that aura back to feel more complete. Like, felt a little weird. And they're like, okay, now things are right again. Yeah, just it was great all around. It's so much fun. Wishes, just I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're exploring it's weird, it's cool. Hopefully we can have some Skelly back so he doesn't miss out on all this
Oh yeah.
wackiness. And
Skelly's always been in the city.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
right.
he's been here. He's been here the whole time.
Right.
Um, yeah, just so much fun watching everybody do their thing. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you. And Teal.
Stars all around. I have to say it's very interesting to get more insight into different characters, um, bigger picture world. Um, and the questions were a lot of fun. Although starting me off with the first painful one caught me off
Yeah.
guard. I was like, wait, what happened to color? Your favorite color?
Spare.
What is your quest? What is
Yeah,
your favorite color?
Literally the first two questions. Yep. That's
right. Yeah, it was fine. It was just I was caught off guard. Um, I yeah, I mean I agree with Mike that not only are you doing a great job, Mark, but Luca just this is like the whole thing. Like we're able to um uh respond to so many seeds that Luca has
Mm.
set down. And I know that every table and every player are going to do different things and going to respond in different ways, but it's it's just an amazing creative palette to play with. Um, as far as wishes go, I am curious to see what other uh, consciousness and dimensional um, interesting things are out here in the Black City area. If I can, I'm going to try and figure out how to figure out what to do with this Sajeda. I mean, I can just sell it, but it sort of seems silly because how often does a hand drop something?
You'd be surprised.
Well, yeah, out here probably so. That's true.
About 1 in 6, it turns out.
Right, right. But you got to go to the beach, and that's
You got to go to the
dangerous.
beach. That's a yeah.
But and obviously my characters have some big goals in mind, so I'm hoping to be able to maybe have a chance of completing some of those.
Cool. Yeah, this is super fun. So glad to have gotten to like the core weirdness of the Black City. But I've read this part over and over again, and I still am not sure exactly what is happening. It's, yeah, but yeah, it's still a big star to Luca for like making something gameable that should not be able to be like does not make sense at all. So that's really cool. And yeah, just going along with all the prompts, all the weirdness. Um, yeah, I'm curious what other people's Black Cities look like, but I'm really enjoying this one that we have. Yeah, big wish is to get Skelly in there and see and see. And yeah, there's a few more things to explore here, so we will continue doing that. Anything else before we say goodnight? Cool. In that case, good night.